Gray Stage 97. Man. Well, this is one I've been meaning to get to for a long time. I've been meaning to talk about this, to cover this topic. And we are talking about Judy Prochnow and Eric Prochnow. Now, I would like to interview. I would really love to interview Eric Prochnow. I'd love to just clear the air. I'd love to understand his view on the whole Crowley case. Now, obviously, if somebody is disrespecting somebody's mom or talking about somebody's mom, I can understand the son jumping in. And I can honestly say that I don't really have any bad words to say about Eric Prochnow. I think we might have conversed. He was a part of the group. He might still be a part of the group, I'm not sure. But he was a part of the group. He made one post and then answered a couple questions, and that was about it. But he wasn't nasty. He wasn't really negative. You could just tell it was just kind of, he was giving his view and people were giving their view, and they were way different, right? Very, very different. But, you know, he never seemed nasty. He never seemed like, never disrespectful or anything like that. So, you know, I want to make sure that I am the same way, that I treat him the exact same way that he has treated me. And so I would like to interview him because there have been things that have been brought up that I disagree with. All right, I do not think Eric Prochnow was involved in this at all. And you know what? I know this whole story, the first time I heard about Eric Prochnow being involved in the Crowley murder, it didn't make any sense. There was no proof. It was just a lot of jibber jabber, and it made me wonder if the more that I heard this person named Sandy, the more that I heard her talk about it, the more I wanted to talk to Sandy to make sure that Sandy was not Judy Prochnow. I wanted to make sure, and I still want to make sure, that Sandy is a real person, bringing up these real allegations against a real human being. And these are serious things. This is not something that I would do. I would not just go and say that, oh, this person is guilty or this person is tied to this murder. Of course, you follow every lead. There's no doubt in that. But I always felt like the only one who was really talking about Judy's son being involved in the crime was Judy. She was the one who kept bringing it up and throwing it in people's face, and it's like, who cares? Nobody's talking about that. It's not about that. It is just about the fact that they can't prove David Crowley guilty. And we're forced to get into all these other theories. These are distractions. They are diversions. Whether they're purposely created or whether they just happen to be created, whatever. If it's a coincidence, fine. But, you know, I never really thought that I would have to be in a spot where I would be saying, defending the Prochnows. Really, it's a really interesting time to be alive in this world right now. And with the new things that have come out about Eric Prochnow possibly being either the Department of Homeland Security, maybe with FEMA, you're getting different reports, different theories, different stories, and that's a whole nother issue. Right? That issue should not even have been brought up to the table, but it was because Judy Prochnow brought it to the table. She brought all of this to the table. The group did not need her. The group became a cancer with her. It became very vile, very bad. And I do believe a lot of that started with Judy Prochnow. You can include Sean Wright, you can include Mason Hendricks, you can include Danny Mason. I wouldn't include Dan Crowley Jr., and I would not include Eric Prochnow in those things, all right? I mean, I've been accused of being involved in this. As crazy as that sounds, even saying it is like, what? For what? For looking at it? And this is what happens. It's like a punishment. If you start looking into this case, if you start going deeper, certain people try to punish you. They don't realize they're just punishing themselves. The judgment is not ours. The judgment is His. The judgment is God's. That's where the judgment is. Concerning the Butterfly interview, I know there's been a lot of talk about that, a lot of controversy about that because of what Butterfly said. But I mean, it sounded just like she was just repeating what this Sandy person said. It just seemed like the same script. It all seemed like the same junk. It seemed just like nothing. And you know what? I told Butterfly I wanted to interview her. I had questions. That was not on my list of questions. Eric Prochnow was not on my list of questions for Butterfly. It was just about David. It was just about Reddit. But I've also promised her that I would let her see it. I would send it to her, and if she wanted anything taken out, I would take it out. This was her time. This was her time to say what she wanted. This was not my time to argue with her, to debate with her. And I did that a little bit. And even on the Eric Prochnow thing, I made it clear, you know, we don't know these things. We don't know, we can't say that Eric Prochnow is involved. Several times I had to make it clear that what she's stating is not a fact. It is an opinion, and it's hers. That's it. Now, my opinion, based on the research that I've done, based on the stuff that I've looked at, is there's nothing there. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, I could be wrong. There could be something there, sure. But I'm not seeing it. Just like I would say I could be wrong that David Crowley is innocent. Maybe David Crowley is guilty. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. But there's no proof there, so I just put it in a file in the back of my head, and that's it. But some of the dirty tricks and some of the nasty things that we've seen, especially in 2018, were just totally uncalled for, completely uncalled for. Even going back to 2016, where Judy Prochnow released my bankruptcy stuff from like 2010. It's like, that's all you got? If that's all you can find, first of all, you're making yourself look stupid by posting that, because that's what people are going to say. This is all you got? Right? $15,000 in credit card debt, that's it? That's not even real money? That's why it was so easy for the bankruptcy? I mean, really? That's what it's come to? It just shows how petty and how stupid these people are when it comes to posting person's private information on a public forum. I mean, you got to be an idiot to do something like that. I'm sorry. And if you do something like that, at some point in your life, you should apologize. All right? Not just talking to Judy Prochnow. I'm talking to anybody. It didn't take me long to realize that posting my personal information, which could have got somebody killed, if somebody would have came to my door, or came and tried to find out where I lived and were trespassing, it could have got them killed. You're putting people in danger. You're putting people in harm's way by doing that. So I don't get it. I didn't understand it. I look back and it's like, oh, this was 2016. I remember talking about this. Like, this is before I interviewed her? That was a hard one for me. But anyways, there was so much going on. There is so much going on that it's not that big of a deal. But I do want to make sure that I clarify where I stand on it. My sole goal in this case is to get as close to the truth as possible, God willing. And God willing, we will get there. We will get as close to the truth as we can. Now, that does involve stripping away what ifs, who, there, blah, 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 all that stuff. Yeah, sure. But for me, that's still all phase 2 stuff. Phase 1 is still just saying, look, here is a mirror, guys. Look in the mirror and just see. Look at yourselves. Look at what you're accusing David of. How can you look in the mirror? How can you wake up every day? How can you sleep at night? And I'm sure you can't. I'm sure you can't sleep at night. And I wouldn't be able to sleep at night either. But you have a good opportunity to help us. You have a good opportunity to help put this case to rest, to give this case some type of closure. If the group shuts down tomorrow, if everybody stops asking questions, that's not closure. That is not going to let people rest. That is not going to do these 3 people and their family and friends any justice. It is an injustice. It is quite the opposite of bringing them justice. So I decided to make this because we're going around and around and around. Well, let's bring some closure to this Eric Prochnow thing, right? Let's get him on. He'll be able to say whatever he wants to say. I won't edit it unless he wants something taken out. And all I want to do is just clear the air. I want to let this person know that I don't think that he's involved in the Crowley case or anything like that, because I am not even at the point where I'm accusing anybody yet. I might get there later on, but I'm not there right now. I'm still in phase one. Phase one is not about accusing anybody. Phase one is about collecting all of the facts that prove David guilty, looking at the facts that prove that he's innocent, and then going from there. And you don't need a group to do that. You don't need to listen to everybody, to what they say. Just do the research yourself. Look at the documents. What does it tell you? It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think. And it matters what the truth is. It matters where the facts take you. Not what you feel, not what you guess, not what you think. Where do the facts lead you? Not one person on this earth is going to sit here and tell me that the facts lead to David Crowley being guilty. They don't. You can want them to. You can dream it. You can imagine it. You can guess upon it. You can create theories upon theories of pack theories and all these people doing all these different things and Kamel and David and all this crazy crap. But you cannot prove that David Crowley is guilty. That is a fact. And I would challenge anybody who would say that it is a fact that David Crowley is guilty. All right? So, until somebody can prove that David Crowley is guilty, what does common sense tell you? But, yeah, I've heard it all. I've heard it all. We've heard time travel, from the numerology to demonic possession. I mean, to everything. Everybody was involved. Nobody was involved. Government hit and not a government hit. I mean, everything. A Hollywood hit. All this stuff. And so I really don't know where this Eric Prochnow thing came from. But as soon as I heard it, when I first heard it, I just rolled my eyes, because it just seemed like something Judy would do to play the victim. Now, hopefully she didn't do that. I don't know. Only God knows. That's why I want to prove that Judy is not Sandy and Sandy is not Judy. But Sandy won't come out of her hiding. She wants to stay where she's at. But I really don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair that you would make those accusations against Eric Prochnow and then it just fade off. It doesn't seem right. It seems like a script to me. And maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong. But, you know, it's things like that. It's like you're going down a road and somebody picks up sand and throws it in your eyes, right? Well, you were going down the road, but now you got to stop. You got to clean it all out. And I think that's kind of the purpose of some of these fake leads, is what I would call them. You know, fake roads. And hey, yes, somebody has to go down them. I get that. But, you know, when we start accusing people of things, we have to put ourselves in the other person's shoe. How would you like to be accused of that? You know? And I was able to, because it happened. I was accused of being involved in it too. I was accused of making money off of the Gray State movie, the documentary. They thought that I got paid for that. We didn't get paid for that. Why would I want to get paid for that? I'm writing a book right now that has been taking me, you know, years, just with the research and everything, and I'm finally now getting it going. And I'm not going to make any money off that. I don't want to make money off of the dead. I wrote this book on 911. I don't want to make money off of that. It's not about that. It's about something deeper. It's about the spiritual war that we face. And when God calls you to do something, you have to do it. You will do it. You pray about it, and you pray that He takes you down His path, that you do His will and not yours. But you're going to do what God wants you to do. So do it to the best that you can. And make sure that you do it sincerely, honestly, and with no malice, no hatred, Nothing like that. No games, no lies, nothing. And when people started lying to me, when people started telling me false things or their stories change, that's when I just said, you know what? I don't have time for this person. I don't have time for these games. They're obviously not being real. They're not being truthful. They're hiding things. They don't want to tell me what the real deal is. Maybe they don't know what the real deal is, but whatever it was, it taught me a very valuable lesson about people. Each person is their own person. Each person is responsible for their own actions. And I have had, privately and publicly, I have defended Eric Prochnow. I've defended Judy's daughter too, in the group, in the Justice for David and Crowley group. Well, somebody was saying, why is she here? She shouldn't be here. I forget exactly what, but I was like, you know what? She has every right to be here. She's been nothing but respectful. She has agreed, or she has disagreed. She has stated her view, and she's not attacking people. She's not posting people's public stuff or private stuff out there like that. So of course, I have no issue with them. No issue at all. Even with Judy Prochnow, I forgive you. I forgive you for what you did to me. Okay? There's no malice. There's no hatred. There's nothing. I feel bad for you. I feel sorry for you. But that's all right. You know, that's just life. That's how it is. So you pray for them, and I'll pray for Judy. She asked me to pray for her son when the wildfire things, when I guess their camp got burnt up in the wildfires or something. I prayed for them. Why wouldn't I pray for them? I don't want anybody to be hurt. I don't want anybody to have one bad feeling, to have one sad feeling. I'm not in control of that. You know, we are all responsible for our own choices. So I would just say choose wisely, because the choice will help decide God's judgment. Nobody escapes God's judgment, and we're all going to be judged, and we're all sinners, and we have all done bad. We're all evil. All right? But through him, we are saved. So go with him, go where he leads you, and just stay on that path. All right? The truth will come out. The truth is the truth, and nothing but the truth. And Jesus Christ is truth.